YouTube, we're back with another one. We got This Is Actually Sickening. Matter of fact, I just y'all can't even see when I be saying that. This Is Actually Sickening by August the Duck. You see what we got, man. Floating around over there. Alright. This Is Actually Sickening by August the Duck. Let's see, 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. What? Is missing after almost a month of, oh, hold on.
Today's episode,
Let me not make no jokes. I don't know what's going on.
The center of an ongoing abduction and possible murder case, and I'm looking for Nancy Guthrie. This just said plastic. Okay. I wonder if it's referring to me as plastic.
I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and I sometimes think that gives me like sort of a false confidence. You know, makes me believe that I've seen every kind of person do every kind of thing imaginable, and then every once in a while I will see something so uniquely disgusting and so uniquely sickening that I'm reminded that will likely never actually be the case. So that's always fun. Guys, there is a real problem with the internet right now, and that problem is people who view anything and everything as potential content. With how ingrained social media has become into the average person's life, there is a large demographic of people who are not able to look at anything through any other lens than questioning how can they turn this into engagement. And for some people, unfortunately, there are truly no boundaries, which means that for some, doing something like going outside of the house of a woman who was recently abducted and performing a spirit box session to try and contact her while you're half naked to film an advertisement for your OnlyFans seems like an acceptable thing to do. Yeah, this is really one of those cases where as I'm explaining what we're talking about, it really just sounds like I'm making something up for shock value, huh? Unfortunately though, I'm not. The woman you're seeing in the background right now, named Kiki, aka Ghost Girl or Dark Starlet, really went out and did this. Now real quick for some context, because if you haven't heard of what's going on with Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, a lot of this is not really going to make any sense. About a month ago on February 1st, the mother of Savannah Guthrie, who Savannah Guthrie is a news anchor, she's been the host of the NBC News morning show for over a decade at this point, went missing. Now obviously this started a massive investigation, with this being treated as a kidnapping. Now, a lot of evidence has come out since that day, like signs of forced entry and some Ring camera footage, but as of right now, Nancy Guthrie is still missing. Now, unfortunately, just as sort of a byproduct, I guess, of the internet getting...
Hey, man. Prayers to the family, bro. Because that's something serious. I didn't know, starting this video, this is like... That I didn't know that news headline I didn't know the news headline was serious, so I didn't read it with seriousness just because that's how I heard and I didn't think it was serious. But now I see it's something serious that she's exploiting for content, like probably OnlyFans content. So let's take a look, bro.
So big, and anybody who wants one being able to have a platform. Whenever anything like this happens, you know, whenever a criminal case like this gets national coverage and becomes a topic of discussion, there are a billion people on every single social media platform who like to play detective. I've talked about this before. I feel like as the true crime genre has gotten more popular, we are beginning to see a rise in people who genuinely cannot separate fiction from reality anymore, and they have begun to treat real life people getting murdered or kidnapped as their entertainment. And I think that's a big part of the reason why we're even here talking about this bullshit in the first place. Now, all of this blew up once the New York Post uploaded a TikTok of footage that they had obtained of this woman filming her video. And while we're obviously going to be focusing on Kiki today and the dog shit video that she made, honestly, I feel like everybody who's involved in this is wrong, just to varying different degrees. I think any news who's involved in
that head tattoo crazy. You're telling me you have like no tats anywhere and you just randomly decide to get a head tattoo?
This is wrong, just to varying different degrees.
Okay, I see a tattoo right here as well. But come on, bro. Like, usually head tattoos come after you do everything else. Like, bro just said, fuck the whole process. Just throw it on my head. Like.
I think any news outlet or any other streamer, because other people have called her out for doing this. Some people called her out for doing this on site because they were at the house too. I think anybody hanging out outside of the house of a woman who's been abducted while her family is going through who knows what is disgusting. It's sick. Again, people have lost their fucking empathy because they find this shit entertaining. So I feel like anybody who was there that day is in the wrong, and it's just a whole shit show. But like I said, the New York Post uploaded this TikTok and it got people talking about it. It went pretty viral. It's sitting at over like 20 million views right now. This led to Kiki responding to all the backlash she was getting a couple of times before she uploaded the video that she was filming. One was this TikTok where somehow, miraculously, she turns herself into the victim of this whole situation, saying that anybody who called her out for her shitty behavior is taking away focus from...
And of course, she would have a fucking cross necklace, bro.
Nancy Guthrie and the whole investigation, and that the only reason she went out to film that video was to spread information and make sure that people knew the true facts. Which, I mean, yeah, I guess that's one way to describe going to a missing woman's house and trying to contact her using a fucking spirit box. She also assures Nancy Guthrie's family that her outfit was not meant to be disrespectful and that she was only doing it to raise awareness for their mother. So, you know, 3 minutes of absolute bullshit where she's either just so unbelievably fucking stupid that she actually believes the nonsense that she's spewing, or she's just trying to stir the pot. Honestly, I think it's probably a healthy mix of both, because like I said, after all this, she uploaded that video onto OnlyFans TV, which apparently is like some YouTube competitor that I guess OnlyFans is trying out. I'm sure that'll be super successful, and it's the video that the footage came from that started all this.
OnlyFans TV? I thought that was just OnlyFans' link or something. They really have a separate site called OnlyFans TV, bro.
I'm not going to watch the entire thing because I can't bring myself to sit through it, but we are going to be looking at a few segments because I feel like this is the kind of thing that you just need to see to believe, and it's also the kind of thing that you just need to see for yourself to fully understand just how sick this individual is.
For today's episode, the house that I'm in front of is the center of an ongoing abduction and possible murder case. The house behind me is Nancy Guthrie's house. And I'm here today because I want answers.
Alrighty, hardly even 10 seconds in, and already you're putting on display just how big of a piece of shit you really are. You want answers? You, a random person who has no sort of connect.
Oh, so this is news. Oh, so she made this news headline for the OnlyFans TV website. That's some dedication, bro.
For this whatsoever wants answers, that's good. Then you could probably understand how the family feels. You know, the people who actually want answers and probably need them. You don't actually want anything besides promotion for your OnlyFans and just want answers and probably need.
Hold on, that looks kind of cool though. I mean, it's like very bland, but the mountains look cool. Like that part looks cool.
Need them. You don't actually want anything besides promotion for your OnlyFans and your social media career.
Behind me is still Nancy's house. I've moved up the street so that I could do a private spirit box communication to see if any energy surrounding the home might be able to tell us where Nancy's whereabouts are. In my hand is the Ovulist Ghost Box, and with this device I can do a multitude of things, but the main thing I'm going to do today is have a spirit box session to see if I can get any answers.
Yes, nothing says private like filming it and then posting it onto fucking OnlyFans TV. Now, if you've never heard of these obelisk things, basically, if you've ever watched an episode of Ghost Hunters, you know that thing that they try to talk to the ghost through? Yeah, this is basically like a more advanced version of that, and by more advanced, I mean it's more effective at making you think that things are talking to you. It's basically just a sensor for a bunch of different things, and it takes whatever it's sensing, converts it into certain values, and those values are arbitrarily correlated to different words. In short, it's basically like a random word generator with extra steps, so you know, definitely the first tool a person who actually wanted answers would reach for.
I just want to introduce myself to any energies that are around the house right now. My name is Kiki. I come with light and love and respect, and I'm looking for Nancy Guthrie. This just said plastic. I wonder if it's referring to me as plastic.
Okay, maybe it actually can talk to ghosts. The worst part of all this is that there is a small part of me that's beginning.
That's actually kind of funny though. Because why did it say plastic out of anything?
To believe that she might think she's actually helping by doing this. And genuinely, I think that might be more concerning than a person who would just be willing to do this for clout. Because I went through her OnlyFans TV page, and she has hundreds of videos of her doing shit like this. And like I said, people get really into this kind of stuff, and they become delusional. Now look, don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't think she was trying to stir the pot at least a little bit, but
can we be honest though, like the only people that's really watching this is probably just like creeps because of her. Like if it wasn't her doing all this, nobody's watching it. To be honest.
Fortunately, I think there might be a part of her that actually thinks that she's helping or like contributing to the cause, and that is terrifying.
Look at her thumbnails, bro. Like people are only really watching this because it's her.
Am I speaking with Nancy?
Us.
I'm speaking with us, or is it us as in Nancy, you and I?
Us.
I'm seeming to get more communication when I'm starting to address Nancy herself. Can I Can I keep addressing Nancy? I can.
Malevolent.
Malevolent. It says malevolent and
Jack.
Jack.
Did that shit scare her?
Jack.
Jack. Maybe the perpetrator's name was
Right.
Jack.
Maybe it means that this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever had to watch in my entire life. Look, it's real easy to sit here and just point and laugh at this lady, but I really don't want that to become the focus. Seriously, do not let the stupidity of all this distract you from the fact that this is a woman who went out to a missing woman's house and filmed for OnlyFans TV a video where she tries to contact the missing individual with a spirit box. This is so unbelievably disrespectful to not only Nancy but also the family that it's genuinely kind of hard to wrap your head around. To see something that is genuinely unimaginable happening to a family as nothing more than an opportunity for content, people like this are not like the rest of us.
Whoever I'm speaking with, whether this be a spirit or Nancy herself, was this a complex abduction or was it more simple?
Simple.
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 Yeah, so just in case you were holding out for old Kiki, you know, for some reason trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, you can tell by the way that the shadows are jumping around in the background that she is manipulating this footage to make it seem like she's getting answers that she's not. If you watch this video from start to finish, you will see that the shadows slowly move across the screen to the left, because that's the way the sun's moving, but somehow, you know, maybe just from the power of spiritual interference, after she questions whether the abduction was simple or complex, the shadows jump back to the right when she's playing the clip of the box saying simple, which almost makes it seem like she got that clip of it saying simple before she asked anything and then realized she could make that look like it was a response to something. Unfortunately for her, I'm not a complete idiot, and it's extremely easy to see that it was fake.
Finish.
You have it listen, you type it in,
Damn,
and
she
then
caught.
you go digging.
Finish. I really hope that does not mean that Nancy is finished. I hope it means that this case will be very simple to finish. I'm hoping we can bring Nancy home.
What an absolutely fucking insane thing to say. It's especially gross because the video ends right after this. Like, she ends the quote spirit box interview after she got it saying this, which, you know, really kind of makes it seem like she was just looking for anything that she could tie back to death. Real fucking classy, Kiki. Anyways, I feel like at this point we've probably all seen enough. I find myself asking the question of how does a person end up like this in a lot of my videos, but this is one of those cases where that question seems extra relevant. Like, seriously, how do you get here? How do you become this soulless? Is it just a case of where you don't care about anybody or anything as long as it means you're getting ahead? Or is it just next level delusion to where you think shit like this is actually benefiting someone? I honestly don't know which one would be harder to understand. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? I think this is a problem that extends far past the grasps of Kiki. I really do think that one day we're gonna look back at this like weird true crime obsession and we're gonna be like, oh my fucking god, what were people doing? You know, I really do feel like people play with like others' mortality as just pieces in this chess game of their personal entertainment. Like, it's just baffling to me showing up to somebody's house to film a YouTube video when that house belongs to somebody who has been missing for over a month. It's like, how fucked up, how
Where'd it go? The fact that the first word coming out of the spirit box was plastic makes me believe in the paranormal. Nah, but look, y'all, that's gonna be it for this video. Definitely a fucked up situation. Yeah, man. I think I said all I had to say about this. So with all that being said, I'll catch y'all next video.